the Italian Football Podcast.
Next question comes from Mikey Barile. He says, after the defeat to Napoli, are Milan's title hopes already over? I say a resounding hell yes to that, because I did not have Milan in the title race before the season, so I have no reason to change my tune.
Look, they're 11 points behind Napoli now, aren't they? They do have a game in hand against Bologna, which won't be played until January, February time. So, but even if it's 8 points, I mean, I'm looking at Antonio Conte here. From everything we've seen in his career, Antonio Conte throwing away an 11-point lead, I just don't see him doing it. Not when his teams are playing once a week, and you know he just has so much preparation time, and the team is a strong team, and you know I just can't see it. I mean, Napoli do have a tough month, so I think that we still need to see them come through this sequence of games. They've already passed the first test against Milan with flying colours, but they have Atalanta this weekend, then they have Inter next week, along with then Roma. Let's see how many points Napoli are ahead of Milan then, and then I will answer this question absolutely for certain. But as I see it right now, I would have to say probably yes. I do think their title hopes are over. And that's not just because of Napoli. That's also because I look at Milan and I just don't see a team there. And we're now, we're pushing on 3 months, 2.5, 3 months of Fonseca, of the Serie A season. And I just don't see Milan playing as a team. I don't see a team there. And you look at their record so far. So far this season under Fonseca, they've won 5, lost 5, and drawn 2. They've won 5 of their 12 games, and they've lost as many as they've won. And you know, so there's nothing to suggest that they're going to put a run together. There's nothing to suggest that they're going to be consistent. I thought that I mean, to be honest with you, Nima, my concerns. I said it, didn't I? After the game against Club Brugge, I said, and after that game, that I was very concerned about Milan. That gave me a lot of negative answers as to how well I thought Milan could do, because they got completely torn apart until the red card in that game, and they scored a fortunate goal off a corner to take the lead. After Club Brugge could have scored 3 goals, and this is Club Brugge playing at the San Siro, and they got opened up so easily, just as they did earlier on in the season against Liverpool. But then they started to turn it around. They started to look a little bit more solid. They showed that in the Inter game. But then they fell back into their old ways under Fonseca at the start of the season of just not looking like a team, not having that togetherness, and just being too open. And the defence, definitely. I mean, you talk about defence, how important it is to have a strong defence. I mean, their defence they're just not a unit. Individually, they don't look good. They're just not a team. I'll keep repeating myself. Milan are just not a team.
I disagree that they're not a team. I think they are a team. I just think they're not good enough in their development as a team to be.
They're not a Scudetto team. They're not a team like a Scudetto contender team. You know, I look at Napoli. They are a team. I look at Inter. They are a team. I look at Juventus. They are a team that can have aspirations to try and challenge the Scudetto. I look at Milan, and they're just not a team like those other 3 are, and that's why I can't see them being able to put together some kind of run that would allow them to claw back this already kind of quite significant advantage that Napoli have put together. But what is for sure, though, is that Milan have now coming up Monza, Cagliari, and Empoli over the next month. They have to win all those 3 games. That's for sure.
Look, when it comes to, I agree 100% that they're not a team to challenge for the Scudetto. And what I mean by that is not the quality in the squad. I don't think Fonseca is good enough to win the Serie A. I don't think that Fonseca, and I have said this consistently since before the season started, I don't think there's a qualitative issue per se. I do think that Juve and Inter for sure are better than Milan in terms on paper, but I just think that the manager is not good enough to win Milan the league. Conversely, I think, as I said, I think Milan have a better squad than Napoli. I think Juventus have a better squad than Napoli. I think Inter for sure have a better squad than Napoli. I think I look at this Napoli side, I think, okay, Di Lorenzo's having a good season, but is he as good as he was 2 years ago? Absolutely not. Buongiorno's fantastic, but is he as good as Kim Min-jae was? No. Is Romelu Lukaku at the level of Victor Osimhen? Absolutely not. He's on decline. Is Lobotka as good as he was 2 years ago? No. Is Scott McTominay better than Piotr Zielinski was 2 years ago? No. But what they do have is the best league coach, perhaps in all of club football history, and definitely the best coach in the Serie A, tactically, this season, who plays once a week. And that man is unbelievable. He is unmatched, almost unrivaled in getting a team to be the better and be better than the sum of their parts. And that's why Napoli are challenging for the Scudetto, and that's why they will challenge for the Scudetto all the way in to the goal line. I think it's looking more and more like this is Napoli's year. And if he were to do that, this is his Mona Lisa. This is his masterpiece. This eclipses every other miracle and masterclass and masterpiece that Antonio Conte has done in his life. If he were to win the Scudetto, I think it's unbelievable if he manages to, with Lukaku where he is in his career, with Scott McTominay as his trequartista, with Billy Gilmore as his regista, Spinazzola with, it is an unbelievable overperformance if he were to win it. And I think he would cement his status as one of, if not, the greatest league coaches of all time. He is unbelievable. I mean, the game against Milan yesterday, we're recording this on Wednesday, was just a tactical masterclass in how you neutralize your opponent, how you play to your team's strengths and to your opponent's weaknesses, despite having technical limitations in your squad. It was just, I'm completely blown away by him.
Yeah, Milan didn't really create anything clear in the entire game. I think Napoli had double the XG of Milan in this game, despite Milan having most of the territory for much of the game. There was a fully deserved win for Napoli and Milan. Yeah, I just like that I don't disagree with you on the individual quality that Milan have, but they don't play as a team, as a top team, as an actual team, as the togetherness, and that's also been shown by all the number of problems that we've seen off the pitch this season, and there's been so many episodes of ill discipline that you don't associate with a team. With the cooling break saga with Tiao and Teo and Leao, or Tiao, maybe we should call them Tiao.
Tiao, yeah.
The double act, Teo Hernandez and Leao. The even more scandalous in my mind, because this wasn't just disrespect against your coach, this was disrespect against your player, your best player this season or this year, of what Tammy Abraham did with and Tomori did to take the penalty off the hands of Pulisic, which still angers me now. Weeks later, I still think that's just shameful behaviour. It really does disgust me what they did to him. Disgusting behaviour to do that to your teammate, who's your penalty taker, and then you miss the penalty as well. So you've got that, and then you know what? Even little things which I don't like. I saw at half time of the Milan Napoli game. Milan are 2-0 down at half time. And I see all the players of both teams waiting in the tunnel to come out for the second half. And I see Morata, who's actually one of the more professional players of the team and always shows good heart and desire. Actually had a decent game. But I see Morata.
He was Milan's best player yesterday.
Morata laughing and joking with Lukaku in the tunnel before the start of the second half. And I'm thinking, that's just not, you just do not behave like that. If your team are 2-0 down, right, you do not laugh and joke as if it doesn't even matter. The signals that sends to, it's just completely wrong from the whole mental point of view. everything at Milan is just not of a Scudetto winner, of a winning team. It's not, and that's just one little example.
And that's without even mentioning Mike Mignon and the problem he has with shots to the corner, whether his nearest corner, whether it's right or left. I think Kvara's shot was good, but I think he should save that.
No, it's an awful mistake.
I mean,
an awful mistake.
and
I want to
that
speak
is
about that on Thursday's show about
yeah.
Magnon. But
No, I mean, I just want to say that I think that Magnon's decline is no longer up for discussion.
yeah,
It has been 2 seasons now, 2.5 seasons now. Since the
oh, and this
Scudetto
is what I've been
season.
saying. The supposed guarantees, the supposed star men guarantees of the Milan squad can't even be relied upon.
No.
Teo Hernandez can't be relied upon. He has his world-beaten days, then he has days where he's a liability defensively. Leao's not even a first-choice regular starter anymore. He's been dropped. He was dropped for the game for the last 2 league
Did
games.
you see Fonseca's comments? I mean, he was like, "There's no problem between us, but I shouldn't have to ask and beg a player to give his best." I mean, that was damning.
Well, yeah, no,
And
I agree.
This
is what I mean by the team environment.
No, I know what you were saying, and I mean Costa Curta yesterday as well was saying, look, Milan are a team, but he was more focused on the individuals letting Milan down. I think it's all these
things that have happened at Milan that I've just gone through these examples, that would not happen at Napoli. It wouldn't under Antonio Conte.
No, Conte would never let that.
It would not happen. It would not happen, and that's the difference, And that's why when the question from Mikey about is the Scudetto over for Milan? I'm saying, well, everything that I'm seeing doesn't give me any confidence that they can possibly claw that advantage back, even though there's ages to go. There's still 28 games of the season left. There's plenty of time to claw that back. Nothing that I'm seeing from Milan this season is giving me any confidence that they can claw back that advantage and put together consistency and good run of form to be able to challenge. No, there isn't. So I'd probably have to say yes. But as I said, I'll answer for sure after
I just echo everything I said before the season, and I don't think I think they're not there, and I don't think whether or not they're there or yet maturity wise, I don't think they are, but they could be, but not with Fonseca in charge. I just don't think he has what it takes to deliver a Scudetto for Milan. I just don't believe in it, and I haven't done from day one. But yeah,